Before the break, we met Adam and his 2011 Club Sport and Custom Elite build. It was time to hit the road. Willowbank is situated just 30 to 45 minutes from Brisbane and hosts the Winter Nats, one of the largest drag racing festivals in the Southern Hemisphere.
Jack at your right and Jack at your rest. While my sorrow is still on the ground, jumping the flame and praying the best.
Today, the HSV Club have the track booked for their members to come out and put their pedal to the metal, spin some rubber, smoke some tyres. Everyone's set to hit the track and it looks like the weather's just going to hold off. Adam gets his gear together and queues up for the first time.
Jack at your right and Jack at your rest. Well, my sorrow is still on the ground, jumping the flame and praying the best. And your willow is still on the sound. Well, I gotta get you, call me now. Nobody knows that something is running around. Well, I gotta get you, call me now. Nobody knows that something is running around.
First run, and Adam has clocked a 12.977. It's a great day out for both mates and families. Plenty of facilities, plus some great action on the track. The club lines up for another run while Paul sits back and enjoys the show.
Well, here I am up in the stands with all my friends, surrounded by all of them, yep. And spectating here at the HSV Club Drag Day. So what we're doing here is all the clubbies come out, they pay, they come out, race along the track, and you'll see the footage. And anyone can come along and spectate. And later on in the evening, it'll come into our normal test and tune. We've been very, very lucky with the weather so far. We've got another customer car coming up right now. This is Todd's car, and we'll see how he goes. His best runs have been 12.5.7 previously, and he's run 12.6s today, so let's see how he goes. Here we are with Todd. Todd's on the committee with the HSV Club here in Queensland. This is his VGTS, it's a V2. Now this car here, we've cammed, put an OTR package on it, but left the standard exhaust. We did it for a couple of reasons. One, money. Two, we just want to see how it goes. We've run a PB today. What did you run, Todd?
12.48.
12.48, that's a PB. That's nearly, I think, a tenth off his previous best time. And we're in a pretty humid, overcast conditions, so I'm pretty happy with that kind of result.
A wrap, mate, absolutely.
So,
totally.
Yeah, so this car here also, we've put an underdrive pulley on it, gave it a few extra kilowatts as well, and it's an automatic. So this has been the fastest naturally aspirated 6.2 here today, hasn't it, Todd?
Oh, I don't know, but it'll be up there. I haven't seen everyone's times, but I think it'll be up there.
I'm pretty sure we're on the money there. Last time Todd won the day, it was a 12.57, I think, pretty sure from memory.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. And this time, without any extra mods and a bit of extra practice, because it does take a little bit of practice out here to
get the starts right is a big thing.
Yeah. So tell us about the car, Todd. How long you had it?
3 years now. 3 years.
3 years, and what's the next step with the car, Todd?
Oh, just probably I'd like to do the exhaust system, budget permitting and all, everything else, and just to get that. Normally it's a package. You get the exhaust and the cam, and it's all the package, and then for me it's done. That's as far as I'd be going with my car. But
I can tell you, this car drives beautifully. It's a really nice car to drive. When we were doing the car, I was test driving it after we tuned it. I was amazed how well it really drove. I really love the car to drive, and it's a real credit to the way Todd keeps it. As you can see, it's just pristine condition, and and the proof's in the pudding and how well it goes. It made 304 kilowatts at the wheels.
Yeah.
Stocks after we tuned it and did the mods, and it ran 12.4 today. So fantastic result, and everyone's happy.
Yeah, very happy.
We head now back to the workshop where Keegan is removing the stock cams and outlaying the new setup.
Right, so I'm just cleaning up these gasket surfaces, just scraping them with a razor blade. Gets them nice and clean without removing metal. If you were to use a whizzing tool like this, there's a chance you can remove some of the aluminium if you leave it in a spot too long. These are our main wheels and chains that run off the crank. That keeps it in time, cam and crank timing. Like I was saying, these are your little chains here that run around the front and keep the double overhead running equally. This down here, this is your crank timing wheel. You can see it slides off. It's on a keyway, so it can't move. Keyway hole there, so it won't move on the crank. That's your wood drift key. And this here, that's where its top dead center is. It's got to have a mark out of there because these are all even. That runs 360 degrees of timing with this one off the crank. That's how it senses with the crank angle sensor that runs down here on the front cover will actually sit about there on my finger, and magnetic force will actually run over that cam timing gear, and then as it gets back to the slot where there's a tooth missing, that's how it knows that it's gone past top dead center. So there's your sensor here, crank angle sensor through the side. That'll spin. As you can see, that's magnetic. Cool. So we've cracked off all our cam bolts. They retain the gears and the chains to the front of the cams. I'm going to be removing the tensioners. Obviously the chain's going to slip, that's why we've marked it, so we don't lose our marks. As long as they're back there, we wind the engine over by hand when the job's done. Alright, as you can see, that's our crank sprocket down here. Runs two chains. That's our left chain, right. Right here, so we're just fitting our cams. These are the new ones that we've got. These are Herod cams. Got our left-hand exhaust and left-hand intake. This is obviously the right-hand side of the car when you're facing from the front, but when you're in the car, that's the left-hand side, that's your right. So I want to lay these out. So we want intake drawing from the center of the engine to the outside. So the outside's got to be the exhaust cam.
Keegan continues to remove the stock setup and gets the engine ready for the new parts.
These are our new cams. Before we fit this cam, we've got to clean the wax coating off it. They spray them in a wax coating to prevent rust when they're in packaging. So a bit of carby clean, a few clean rags here, wipe the excess wax off, and then we're going to respray them with a bit of CRC as a pre-lube. That just helps them so it doesn't pick up any cam bearings or anything like that before it gets the initial oil pressure. So clean him down. Nice clean rag.
More wide open throttle after this break.